Spider-Man Brand New Day is just a little under a year away, and us fans are still completely clueless to what exactly is going down in this movie, and after today's updates, we remain just as clueless. Still though, there's enough things being said around the spider web, so I thought why not gather around Madam Web style and try and decode what we can. They really gave her a whole costume just to be in a wheelchair. Sony. But that's exactly what I'll be doing here for you guys. I'll be going into some of the officially revealed details, going into some rumors coming from reliable sources, and then just full on speculating based on all that information. And by the end of this video, you will actually know 1% more of what's going on in this movie. I can't guarantee more than 1%, sorry. But please, leave me your thoughts, theories, and details, because this has been the funnest part of Spider-Man Brand New Day, is just being completely clueless to what's happening in this film. Alright, so let's begin things off with official 100% confirmed details. Variety today came out and announced a new cast member added on to Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that's none other than Severance's Tremel Tillman. Now, I'm not sure how many of you watch Severance, but I can honestly tell you Mr. Milchick, played by Tremel Tillman, is one of my favorite characters in that show. Really great actor, and his acting ability was only proven further whenever Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning came out and everybody went wild over his one-line delivery.
You must be Captain Bledsoe.
And you must be out of your mind.
This is an actor with a super promising future in the industry, so it's kind of no surprise Marvel scooped him up and threw him into a Spider-Man film, but who is he playing? You know, we still only have a handful of characters, and the majority of them we know. Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Zendaya MJ, who's going to be playing a small role, John Bernthal is the Punisher, Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk, Michael Mando is Scorpion. The actual mystery characters who we know nothing about that have been officially added on into this movie are Sadie Sink, Liza Collins-Zayes from The Bear, and now Tremel Tillman. And of course, with every unnamed character, we have to give them the most prominent, biggest Spider-Man roles in history, like with Sadie Sink, oh, she's Mary Jane, she's Gwen Stacy. Liza Collins-Zayes, oh, that's obviously Miles Morales' mother. And now with Tremel Tillman, the most common fan casting is Norman Osborne, which they might not be far off. Although the article didn't officially say who he's going to be playing, it just said he's a mystery role. Reliable scoopers online have said he is playing a villainous role. Not the main villain, but one of the villains. And let me tell you, Spider-Man Brand New Day has got a ton of villains. From Boomerang, Tarantula, Ramrod, Scorpion, Punisher, if you want to count him, Tombstone, like literally the list goes on. I thought I was going to be crazy to suggest it, but it's been insane to see the entire internet suggesting it as well. He has the range and acting ability for that to come off as somebody who's an authority figure that's very menacing, but can flip that around and be very charming and conniving at the same time.
You must abandon childish things. You must grow up. You must grow up. Grow up. Grow up.
I know Coleman Domingo was kind of the favorite fan cast because he voiced Norman Osborn in the animated Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, and if, well, Marvel wants to keep some of that synergy going, they can just bring on Coleman for Norman, which I also wouldn't have mind, but dang, I kind of like this one just a little bit better. Still though, like I said, us giving every unknown actor added on into the movie the biggest role within Spider-Man history, I think is just setting us up for a disappointment. So we'll have to wait and see. Options are open, and if the MCU has shown us anything before, is they'll take super very talented people and waste them. So we'll see. Stepping away now into some reliable rumors going around, boy did we have another interesting character added on into the movie. Daniel RPK, who has a track record of being right and being wrong, came out today and confidently revealed that Yelena will actually be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And that just like sent the internet into a frenzy. We're like, we love Yelena. Yelena is probably one of the better characters introduced post-Endgame in the MCU, but this movie's already so jam-packed with a ton of characters. where does Yelena fit in? My mind immediately went to, okay, well, she's obviously going to be trying recruiting Spider-Man into her Avengers team before Sam Wilson recruits Spider-Man for his Avengers team, since there's a little bit of competition going on there. That's where I kind of see things going. I can't imagine Yelena actually has a really large extended role. Some fans are speculating her role will be as big as Chris Evans' Captain America in Spider-Man Homecoming. Heck, maybe that could happen. Maybe there's like billboards all around New York saying, hey, we're the new Avengers and we're keeping you safe, or some sort of PSA announcement. If I really want to get like nerdy and geeky, I wouldn't mind Yelena showing up in the beginning of the movie trying to recruit Spider-Man, but he's already like, if you ever need my help, I'm here, but I'm not really trying to join the team right now. I have my own responsibilities, and I'm just going to stick to doing that. And Yelena's like, all right, well, we're here if you need us. You know, something like that. Something that would show his growth from Spider-Man Homecoming and that era where he was just always joining the Avengers, trying to be part of that team when he realizes, gotta make my own way. Other details are coming around from another source I find reliable, but I also want to make clear this article feels like speculation. It comes from the Cosmic Circus, who's been known to report a lot of things that end up becoming true with Marvel projects. So take it with a grain of salt on some of this stuff, but some of these things could help us fill in the gap on what might be happening with this film. All right, so for one, they give us kind of an idea or a motivation for where Bruce Banner is during the events of Spider-Man Brand New Day. They let us know that due to the events of She-Hulk and Brave New World, Bruce is at his wit's end and insanely stressed because his fear of people having easy access to becoming the Hulk is a reality. That's kind of an interesting mindset to have Bruce Banner in. I really need them to do some course correcting on the Bruce Banner character. It feels like ever since Endgame, he's kind of just been hanging around, doing his own thing. He had that moment where he was trying to help his cousin, reconnected with his alien son who has a front fade. And aside from that, the most meaningful thing is that he's part of some sort of hero committee with Captain Marvel and Wong that are constantly monitoring cosmic or earthly threats. We saw that from the post-credit scene of Shang-Chi. That is now kind of useless because that was setting up a Kang storyline, giving Banner this sense of anxiety, this fear that now anybody can become the Hulk. Everybody's trying to get a serum. I'd be so interested if maybe that's a plot point in this movie, that there is some sort of toxin or devil's breath, as in the Spider-Man video game, that was a chemical created by Norman Osborne to try and cure his sick wife and child, but was then used by Mr. Negative and Dr. Octopus as a bioweapon. Maybe devil's breath is the latest interpretation of a super soldier serum. Bruce Banner gives a whiff of that and is like, hey, I've been standing by, seen all these other Hulk-like creations. It's time for me to take some action and try and stop other people from becoming Hulkly figures. They let us know that Scorpion's outfit will be a mix of the classic look and the armored look that we got in the animated Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, which, yeah, would not mind that. I'm not a big fan of the sleeveless look, so I hope it's a complete armored look. But I mean, MCU Spider-Man has kind of killed it when it comes to the villain designs. I mean, Vulture, Mysterio, all of them came out looking amazing. I have no doubt the Scorpion costume is going to look good. It is possible it might be a completely CGI suit, since there was some last minute set videos revealed from Glasgow of Spider-Man just getting hit by the air. Maybe John Cena was there, I can't tell. But definitely looks like maybe something is stinging him on his back that could end up being Scorpion. They note that this next trilogy will most likely be Tom Holland's last trilogy, which, yeah, doesn't honestly surprise me. It's really great that he's going to end up probably having a total of 6 solo movies. That's never been accomplished by any other solo Spider-Man actor. Even just completing one trilogy is a success in itself. So getting all the way to 6 movies, I think, is good. And I think we'll definitely be going the passing the torch route. And by the time we get to that 3rd movie, hopefully Sony allows the MCU to have Miles Morales. A couple of villains that are being tossed around for this next trilogy are people like the Kingpin, Prowler, Hammerhead, Tombstone, and Venom. We've heard Tombstone is set to be part of this movie, so I'm not really going to discuss him, but I can pretty much guarantee the Prowler and Venom. They're setting up that symbiote storyline, and whether it's an Eddie Brock Venom or Matt Gargan Scorpion Venom, we are getting some sort of Venom, and I cannot wait to see that interpretation. I would really love the Prowler to almost be a main villain at one point. Would be a great conflict for Spider-Man, especially if at that point he's already kind of gotten close to Miles, because that would be such a conflict of interest. Miles would obviously want want to protect his uncle, but he's a villain, so Peter's got to do what he's got to do. Good segueing and passing the... Oh, there's just a story potential there for a Prowler-led villain movie. Could be so awesome. And another thing being mentioned here, that Tobey and Andrew's stories will conclude after Secret Wars. This really isn't surprising to me, and I know a lot of people were looking at that and going crazy. If anything, I hope that just means Tobey and Andrew are actually going to be part of Avengers Secret Wars, but really, I think of any outside previous nostalgic universe being completely closed after Secret Wars. Secret Wars isn't just going to be the soft reboot for the MCU. I think it's also going to be a wall putting up, all right, after Secret Wars, we're not doing multiverse. We're not doing things where we go all the way back to referencing old X-Men from the 2000s, a Blade movie with Wesley Snipes, Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider. We're getting all of that out of the way in Secret Wars, and come by the end of this movie, we're unified into one Earth, just moving forward. And I think that would include closing the chapters for Tobey and Andrew, which sucks because, man, remember when we thought Tobey and Andrew were for sure getting Spider-Man 4 and Amazing Spider-Man 3 after No Way Home? Just piles of money Sony is sitting on, and they thought, El Muerto? El Muerto. The only other things that were revealed in this Cosmic Circus article is that the movie would also open up with a montage showing what Spider-Man has been doing since No Way Home. And oh, you want to talk about getting excited as a Spider-Man fan? That sounds awesome. It would also totally make sense with the amount of villains we're getting: Boomerang, Tarantula, Ramrod. These are just like lower nobody henchmen in my opinion. Getting them all done in like one scene montage form at the beginning, I think that's the best way to do it. Would also really settle us into this new Spider-Man vibe and what he's been up to. I think it'd be the perfect like palate cleanser from old Spider-Man into new Spider-Man. I mean, it even says here that with every battle, we'll see Peter slowly upgrade his suit in that opening montage to what it is today in these set photos. And again, that just sounds so amazing. And because it's amazing, it's probably not gonna happen. It'd be like watching the intro of Spectacular Spider-Man, or basically any Spider-Man cartoon, unfold live action in the opening of a Spider-Man film. Sony's not nice enough to do that for me. But that is just some of the things that have been happening with Spider-Man Brand New Day. I am so curious to hear from you guys. What do you make of some of these people that have been added on? Some of the rumored people, these other details? Really need you guys' help, because I told you, we only know now 1% more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films, or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.